guys, I'm back with another edition of my home office organization series, and today I'm going to share with you my desktop organization. So my first video was my filing organization, and my second one, or the last one that I uploaded, was my desk drawer organization, and I will link both of those and their coordinating blog posts below. This week I'm going to show you my desktop organization. I'm really taking my time with this project, just really thinking through everything and trying to sort out my needs and wants for my work area, especially, and that's why I decided to start with my corner desk here. I keep referring to this area, it's because it's like over there, because that's where I spend the majority of my time in this office, in my craft room / office, which I'm basically calling my office now. To be honest, if I had to pick the points in the room I spend the most time, desk computer area would be number one, and that also includes my filing and stuff like that. Number two would be Winnie's grooming station, which is the desk over there, and I've actually already posted quite a while ago an organization video on her channel on how I organized her grooming station, but I'm probably going to show it in just more of a quick overview in a future video on this channel in this series. And lastly, where I'm sitting right here is at my project desk. Basically to film, but also to do things, projects and wrapping gifts and all that jazz. So, I don't know, that's kind of a weird side tangent there, but those are the 3 points of the room I spend the most time, but the most important to me was to get my actual computer desk and filing area in order, and it finally is, and I'm so excited to share with you today. I did purchase a couple of things for this project. I did pick up a desktop mail sorter from the Container Store Work Smart sale that ended a couple of weeks ago now. But it's a really nice kind of beautiful little thing, and you'll see it in a second, and it's keeping my sort of incoming mail sorted really well, and I'll go over that when we're doing a little tour here in just a moment. And the only other thing that I purchased for this project was this roll of wrapping paper. I also bought this from the Container Store. It's actually sort of a construction style heavyweight wrapping paper in this sort of, I don't know, I'd call this sky blue or pool blue or robin egg blue, one of those color. And I wanted to use this to cover the wall dry erase calendars that I have, which you'll also see in a moment, because I was using those when I first put in the furniture and sort of the general layout of this office when we moved into this house 6 years ago. I installed this wall organization series from Pottery Barn throughout the room, but specifically by my desk, 2 month-at-a-glance dry erase calendars with a little mini corkboard in between. And at that time, I was just using my calendar program on my phone and computer for, my agenda. I was in this all electronic phase. I eventually realized that wasn't working for me, and I switched back to my trusty Filofax, and there's a whole slew of videos on that if you're curious. And since I've switched back to that, I haven't used the dry erase boards basically at all, and it's a total waste of space. But the thing that I realized about them when I was kind of contemplating this organization is that they're magnetic, and that I could use them as sort of personal pin boards, because I've taken to using the magnetic strips you see behind me here. I get a lot of questions about those. Those are from the Container Store as well, and I will talk about those in a future video. I've been using those to sort of display cards that you guys have sent me. I still have a lot of holiday cards up because I received so many beautiful handmade holiday cards, and I'm just kind of rotating through them, but I'll probably be switching them out to the more recent ones soon. And I've been wanting to put my more personal things not in my backsplash, if that makes sense. So I basically bought the wrapping paper / just roll of construction paper, basically, to cover my dry erase boards with the calendar part on them. And the magnets work just fine. And I will show you that and talk a bit more about it when we get into the video. But those are the only things I purchased for the desktop organization. I actually did quite a bit of cable management, which I've decided really deserves its own video, so I'm going to be posting that one next, showing you how I've kind of organized. I finally got a handle on all my cables and the organization of them, so that'll be up next. But without further ado, I'm going to take you into my desktop organization now, give you a close-up look and kind of walk you through what I've done and what I like about it. and I hope you guys enjoy it. So I'm just going to give you an at-a-glance view here. I'm actually standing right where I usually sit when I'm filming, if that makes sense. So if you turn this way, you see my little card backsplash and the wrapping paper station and all that. So just to orient you here. And this is where I keep my computer. Obviously I don't move around my iMac, but I also store my laptop, my MacBook Pro here, most of the time. It comes downstairs with me in the morning, but I'll talk about that in a moment. I just wanted to kind of give you an overview here of what the desk looks like. And there's my filing cabinet you might recognize from the previous video, and my desk drawers that I went through in detail, my office chair, and all of that. So I'm going to start on the right side here and go from right to left and talk about my desktop organization. So I'm standing on the other side now, and here you can see this is my filing cabinet, which, like I said, I went through in detail in that other video. And on top of it I have a Canon MX870 all-in-one printer. It scans, it copies, it faxes if you wanted to, all that jazz. I have my Apple Airport wireless router, if that makes sense. That's for our wireless internet in the house. I keep it in here because I have the modem in here. And then I have a few plants. So that's basically all. Originally I envisioned being able to put a second higher quality photo printer in next to that one, but over the past 5 or 6 years I haven't felt the need for it because I like that other printer so much, so I've just added in some plants. I have a little moose there. He's protecting the wireless router. But that's all I really have on top of the filing cabinet. I decided to share it with this video because it is part of my desktop. Now here on the wall above the filing cabinet and the desktop area is that Pottery Barn wall organization system I was telling you about. I believe it's called the Daily System, but all of the information about my furniture and specific products will be in the coordinating blog post, which I will have a link to in the more info bar below if you're interested. So you can see I put some of that wrapping paper, that kind of pool blue, whatever color you want to call it, wrapping paper, over there. And it actually was quite a lot more difficult to cut it than I expected because it's curled up in a roll. But I'm actually moderately pleased with how it came out, and it's just really a temporary fix that I either will keep or, I don't know, change at some point in the future. But I didn't want to buy entirely new whiteboards because I didn't really need the whiteboard aspect, and I might want those calendars at some point. So as you can see, I covered them. That's basically, there's all that there is to say to it. I put 2 layers so you couldn't see the calendar behind it, and I just have some personal knickknacks up there. That corkboard in the middle has the same stuff I've always had up there. On the one closer to my computer there on the left, I have you know, sort of upcoming invitations or announcements or anything that I need to really keep track of, as well as just some personal things that I like to see. And then something that I did make that I forgot to mention was this little nail polish shelf that you can see on the right side here, and those are all the polishes that I've worn in the last month. I'm filming my polish picks video today actually, and then I will put all of those away except for the one on the far left side, which is an April polish. I like to keep out my monthly polishes because I do film that video and I do photographs and all of that stuff for my Positively Polished Tumblr. And I was really wanting a magnetic shelf that I could keep everything, you know, off the counter, off the desk, keep my nail polish up, but separate from my nail polish collection, which is actually stored in the bathroom in this room, which I will show at some point in the future. I've got lots of requests for that, an updated look at that. So I actually bought this shelf from Martha Stewart Home Office. I left all the labels on the bottom so I'd remember. It's actually part of a wall manager system that she is now offering as part of her Avery collection, and it's meant to clip into this piece that you place on your wall. Well, I didn't want to do that, but I liked the shelf. It was exactly what I wanted, white with some brackets and just about the right size. So what I did is I took some heavy-duty glue and these mighty magnets I already had, but I know I bought them at the Container Store a very long time ago, but I'm pretty sure they still have them. They're actually the perfect height to make this stay on the magnet, on the magnetized dry erase board with being level, if that makes sense. And I basically just super glued them on, and they're really strong magnets. So I used 8 on each side in total, and it's more than enough. I know they look like tiny little magnets, but they are super strong. And this just clips on so nicely, and I mean, it's so strong. It's like I can't keep it from, you know, like from clipping on immediately. And that's where I've been keeping my monthly polishes. And then, like I said, once I filmed the last video and everything's been photographed and posted on my blog and all that, I take it down, I take the polishes, put them in my collection, and then start all over again with the next month's polishes. So now I'm back standing over where I was before by my project table, and I'm looking at the right-hand side of my desk, so to the right of my main computer there. And here you will see some of the additional components you can order from Pottery Barn, the Bedford Home Office Furniture Collection, which is the furniture you see in my office here. And those top pieces are all part of it. There's the corner cabinet hutch, which comes with those 3 pieces, the pedestal that the computer's sitting on top of, the little storage drawer to the left, and the storage slots to the right. And then there's a desktop file sorter there on the right side of the slotted organizer. And this is where I just keep some mostly accessed things, if that makes sense. So I'm going to get in closer and give you a bit of a closer look. I keep my most accessed general types of files in the back portion of this desktop file sorter from Pottery Barn in those colored file folders, and I always have my most upcoming trips pulled out from my filing drawer, just so I have it for easy access, for easy referral, and then to put everything into my travel folder when I'm ready to go. A folder for things that need my attention, so action. A folder with our current year's subscription for dance or theater, so that includes tickets and all that sort of information, performance information. A folder where I know I'm going to be returning something, but maybe not immediately. I will pop in receipts. Catalog receipts, I like to hold on to those in a separate place because sometimes they just don't fit in my receipt file holder. Vacation receipts, I like to go over the itemized bill from wherever we've been staying when we get, I look at it briefly when we check out, but then I like to go over it in more detail when we get home, and that's just to keep everything together while I'm doing that. A folder for upcoming races I'm in, and a folder with just basic Chicagoland information that I access a lot, certain brochures and maps and that sort of thing. So this is a 2-part file sorter. There's a divider in the back there. In the front I have some directories and that sort of thing from different clubs and associations we are part of that I like to just keep on hand and for easy access. The front of this organizer actually houses pens, and before I just had them sort of willy-nilly in there and they would just kind of fall all over the place. Well, now I use these color-filled beads. They're actually, you can find them in the floral department at Michael's. They look like this. They're by Ashland. They're called Decorative Fillers. And I use these actually to store my makeup brushes in, like compartments as well, to just keep them upright, as well as in the Lazy Susan craft utility thing on my desktop of my project table, which I will show you in a future video as well. But you can kind of see them. If we peek over, it just keeps the pens and everything upright. So on the left I have my most frequently used pens, different colors, that sort of thing, a pencil. Then I have Sharpies and highlighters in the middle one, and on the end here I have a letter opener, a pair of scissors, and 3 different kinds of screwdrivers for different, a standard screwdriver and then some more smaller electronic based ones. And that's what I keep in this Pottery Barn file desktop organizer. Now, I actually don't think I make terribly good use of this sorter here on the side of the hutch that's part of the Pottery Barn Bedford hutch thing. I just have not figured out what to use those middle slots for at the moment. Right now I just have a thing with a pad of paper in it, which is really cute. It was a gift from a subscriber. It says keep calm and have a cupcake, and that just has note paper that coordinates inside. And then these are Winnie's puppy baby books, which I just like to keep, pictures from her puppyhood. In the slots on either side, I keep just regular Scotch tape and a stapler. I use those for my bill paying and filing a lot, and you just need tape. And then over here I have double-sided Scotch tape, which I've labeled so as not to be confused, and these cards that I like by Sark, Juicy Living cards. But like I said, that's empty, that's sort of open-ended. And on the top of it, I just have some personal knickknacks, a little spring Duffy I got at Disney World. These were from my late grandmother's apartment. They're kind of think of them as good luck charms. And I have my Mary Engelbreit Day by Day tear-off calendar, a Juicy Couture Rubik's Cube, and a Market Peach candle in a sleeve from a long time ago from Bath & Body Works, and a little bee ornament from Disney World. So I like to have some personal things out, but I used to have so many, and I've just really cleaned it up. I would even probably keep less on there, to be honest, but I kind of think of my desktop as a work in progress, and I think it always kind of has to be that way because, you know, your workstation needs kind of change constantly. I do like to keep the majority of the desk as clean as possible. I have these acrylic protectors, which I purchased also from Pottery Barn, that are designed specifically for the desk, and I'm glad I did because I've made a lot of nicks and boo-boos onto it already over the past, 6 years. This is a glue I can't get off. It's in 2 different places, there and there, and I'm afraid to use anything terribly strong on it because I don't want to strip the acrylic. But, the desk is still in great condition underneath. I do keep my Filofax up here when I'm in here. That basically just comes around the house with me wherever, so it doesn't necessarily live here all the time. And like I said, my computer, my laptop computer, which is a MacBook Pro, I bring that downstairs with me every morning to do some editing first thing while I'm eating breakfast. I'll usually edit vlogs or something like that. And then I'll bring it up sort of after breakfast, and it lives here for the rest of the day. But I use both computers pretty much equally for different things because I do a lot of my work is, obviously computer based with editing and blog posting and all of that. It just works for me. I do have an iMac here. You can tell I'm a big Mac fan, and I try to keep it pretty organized. I'm going to show you the cord organization in a separate video, like I said, but I have my Comcast business line modem here, just so it's, it located centrally in the office, and my Drobo is on the left side. That's a redundant hard drive. I really can't recommend redundant hard drive backing up enough because you really can never, it's like really rare that you would ever lose your information, and I have a lot of files to back up because of all of my past videos that I like to hold on to. And then I do have a separate Western Digital hard drive that I dedicate just to my computer backup. Mac does a time machine backup, basically where it backs up your entire hard drive on your computer multiple times a day. I believe you can set it to whatever you want, and I just like to have that as its own thing. The great thing about this hutch is that it comes with a built-in small little power strip there, or a way to connect a power strip. And I have so many things that I like to have charged, all these camera batteries. There's 3 different kind of camera batteries you'll see. I'll just talk about this more in my cord management video. But I don't actually hide those any because I access them so often. But I like how it's kind of tucked out of view under the hutch. To the left of the computer I have a phone, obviously, and that file sorter I was mentioning. And how I use this is I put any bills that need attention, or things that need filing, or even receipts that need filing in the front section. And in the back section I put things that don't necessarily need immediate attention, but things I want to look at the next time that I'm sitting down and paying bills and stuff. So that includes coupons, gift certificates, brochures, that sort of thing. And I really liked having that. That's just made it so easy to keep my papers together. And I know some people would argue that you could use those slots for it, but I actually prefer the upright vertical storage for papers like this. I just feel like it's easier to keep track of things. I also have a lamp that's from Target. It's an owl lamp, and some little owl lip balms that Dawn gave me. And this is actually a mini wedding photo album. Oops, upside down. A mini album, wedding photo album from my wedding photographer. It's just a tiny little version of our main one. Up here on the wall on this side, I have this round magnetic board that I put in when I, first organized the office 6 years ago. And I used to have some of my more personal kind of knickknacks on it, but since I've moved those all over to the right here, I wanted a place to display my half marathon medals. And I had bought this beautiful medal rack when we were in Disney World at the most recent Princess Half Marathon. And I was thinking I was just going to have to take this down, the metal magnetic board down, and then drill that in. But when I was just kind of, you know, holding it up to see if it will work, it just magnetically stuck. So I'm just using some more of those mighty magnets to hold it up there, and it is basically like glued on. But it's not, you know, I didn't have to drill any new holes or anything. And I just have my medals, I kind of knotted them up a bit, so, because they're really long otherwise. And I have room for one more on the rack there. And that is my main, what I'm doing with the wall space immediately around my desk. I am going to go in and show you more on my shelf organization in a future video. So there's more on that later. Now I've moved my computer so I can open this little drawer here on the left side of the hutch. And like I said, I don't really use it for much, plus I keep my computer in front of it. So I kind of just store things that I don't need to access very often in it, which is basically just extra electronic things. I have a little hard drive in there that I don't use very often, a USB super drive, that's a DVD drive from my laptop, just some random little iPod things, just stuff I don't really go in there that much for. I actually never even labeled that. But it's something just like this side that I could change in the future. Now my iMac comes with a wireless mouse and a wireless keyboard. And what I like about that is because I do use this space to do other things like paint my nails. Sometimes I bring this computer over here or whatever. I can just push these things back into the corner if I'm not using them or I need more space, and they fit like that. I could also fit little boxes or bins back there. Right now I don't need any more storage space on my desktop, and I like being able to push my mouse pad and this keyboard out of the way if necessary. Recently I've been using this 5 days a week mouse pad from Knock Knock. They actually reached out to me and sent me this just to, you know, see if I liked it, give it a try. And it's a really great little thing because it kind of helps you plan the meat of your week, Monday through Friday. As you can see, I'll move my mouse so you can see this past week, this is sort of how I laid things out. And this is how I've been doing my Sunday night week ahead planning. Instead of doing it in my Filofax, which I was doing before, I've been using this. And which is really nice because I'll just be sitting here on Sunday evening, kind of checking email or whatever. And I can just kind of brainstorm through my week, and it works out really well. And it also doubles as a mouse pad, and I love that. And I love that I don't have to hide it. I can look at it all the time. It's part of my desktop organization, and it works just fine. For my other computer, I have this little pad of paper that I use as well. I like having little pads of paper as mouse pads because I end up taking a lot of little jot down little notes and stuff at random times, especially when I'm editing videos or something that I need to remember to put in the more info bar below or coordinated blog posts or anything like that. The last part of my desk organization, it's not my desktop, but it's actually my desk bottom, but I thought I should include this here. Again, like I've mentioned like 15 times now, you'll see my cable management in the upcoming video, but I do have a pet bed under here for Winnie. She likes to be very close to me, and since I spend so much time at this desk, I have this bed we've actually had it for a few years. It is amazing. It is by, let me see if I can find the tag, Tiger Dreams. I will put a link to it in the blog post. It's basically like a beanbag for dogs, and it's so cozy and comfy, and she just loves it. It's like a little cave in there. And then I have two trash cans on either side here. You'll see left to right. The one on the right I use for recycling, and the one on the left I use for garbage. And these are both from Simple Human. I have other trash cans in this room as well. My main ones are under my project table, which I'll show you in a future video as well. But it's nice to not have to reach around for different trash bags when, you know, I'm just sitting here working on filing or whatever. And that is my entire desktop organization. So you can see it's, you know, it's colorful, it's bright, it's very me, but it's also functional and it's pretty clear. Clear of stuff, at least a lot more less stuff on it than there was before. And I just thought I should mention in this post as well that my chair is also from Pottery Barn, and if it's still available, I will link it. The blanket was a gift from a friend a very long time ago, and the 2 little pillows were from Target, and the little Snoopy was from Hallmark. I just how I'm comfortable in my chair here, and little Winnie's nesting. Well guys, that was my entire desktop organization. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said throughout the video, it is a work in progress. It's not static. I don't really think any organization's static. I think it's, you know, your needs and wishes for the way things function change as your needs and wishes change. So you have to be flexible with your organization. I am like so much happier with this than I was before. It was just full of stuff, and I basically just cleared off a whole bunch of stuff. And the mail sorter, great purchase. I'm totally enjoying that. It's such a small thing, but it's really made a big impact. And also the other small thing that's made a big impact was covering the magnetic dry erase calendar whiteboards with the paper. Because I took what was being unused space and made it functional. And what's better than that? So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'd love to know what your favorite desktop organization components are. I think it's fun to share if you guys care to share. Stay tuned for my cable organization video coming up next. Be sure to check out the coordinating blog post, which I will link below. It'll be the first link that there is, and then there'll be all the other links I mentioned. That will have pictures and more detailed information about all of the components that I can share, like the furniture and the mail sorter and things like that. And there also might be a special little surprise on there. So just check it out if you're interested. I hope you guys are. And I will see you guys then. Thanks for watching, you guys. Take care. Bye.